Did this movie change the landscape of special effects?
Not really.
Welcome back to Reeling for Cinema, and on this video, we'll be reviewing Tron Ares. Now, this is the third installment of the Tron franchise. First Tron dating back to 1982, then Tron Legacy in the early 2010s, and now we're on a third Tron. And for some reason, it's not quite connected to the other two. I don't know why. The first two have a really interesting interwoven story. The grid's a great concept, and what they do with it in the first two movies is great. The grid's not really in this as much as the first two, and the grid is kind of where they can really flex their special effects muscle. Now, the special effects, don't get me wrong, are fantastic, but the first two Trons are known as groundbreaking film in the technological landscape of cinema. The first one was a breakthrough of special effects in general with the computer graphics and everything, and the second one was a real trailblazer in de-aging CGI. It's a little archaic now, but it laid the groundwork for some other great de-aging CGI movies. I mean, nowadays sometimes it can be indistinguishable. This one really doesn't do anything that pushes the boundaries, not a first or anything. And I mean, that's okay, but I kind of expect that from a Tron movie. This Tron movie honestly feels like a filler. It's like a filler just to say, hey, we're still here. This is what's been going on. This isn't the main sequel to Legacy, but this is still pretty cool. And I mean, they got the cool weapons with the glowy beams, tracing everything, and the light cycles, of course. And, they come into their world. And I thought, honestly, that would be a great plot point, the beings from the grid coming into our world. But it doesn't really happen that much till the last act, and not much really happens. That's another thing. In this movie, the characters, not really too interesting. The main character, Ares, does have a relatively compelling arc. He is an AI who is trying to understand the real world, and he does it kind of behind the back of the evil corporation that he's supposed to be working for. That's good and all, but sometimes it takes a back seat to just random generic slop, that movies put out these days. A lot of the characters are very uninteresting, overbloated. You feel like some of the characters that are put in there are more for star power than actual purpose. Like Hassan Minaj's character, he just floated in and out for no reason. And there's a comic relief character that didn't need to be in it. And it would have been interesting to focus on the main character's character arc a lot. The CEO of Encom, they just so gloss over it, and they don't really confront it, and they front load it at the end with Ares, Jared Leto's character, just like giving her like a therapy session just real quick, and that's it. That's the completion of her arc, I guess. The whole evil corporation thing, not my thing. I think it's a little overblown these days. I mean, yeah, that's a big part of Tron. I didn't really like Evan Peters' portrayal of it. I don't know. It's just like a nothing burger. Not really good villain. He never had the upper hand either. Usually you want to have a villain be like somewhat threatening or interesting, is that you give them an upper hand at some point in the story, but the dude was always chasing after Encom and everything. It just wasn't working out. It's generic. It's like, ironically, if an AI wrote a Tron movie, basically, you could say. It's the only things that I think have going for it are, of course, the special effects, fantastic, and I really, really liked, this is probably also a contribution to the special effects, but the way the camera moves in it, it's so seamless. I think it's just so cool. Everything's so smooth with the transitions through the different locations. And there was one thing where they're going to the warehouse where the bad guys are testing out Ares, and it just goes seamlessly through vents and the established location. And I thought that kind of fluidity and the transitions from the real world into the grid, I thought were awesome. I thought it was so cool. You're just going to this movie just for that kind of stuff. That makes perfect sense. But for a story, I'm not sure. And the other thing you'd go for, of course, is the soundtrack. I mean, the soundtrack is always so great in the Tron movies. I think I prefer Daft Punk's a little bit more than Nine Inch Nails, but Nine Inch Nails was great too. But that Daft Punk's score in Tron Legacy is just awesome. I'm excited for the next edition in the series. I think that might be really good, but it's a little confusing why they even had this be a thing in the first place. I mean, it does add a slightly interesting element to it, but the whole movie along the way, I don't know, was completely justified. I'm gonna give this a direct-to-video rating. I didn't think it was that great, but it does have some redeemable qualities to it, so I'll give it that. Thank you for tuning in to Reeling for Cinema, and hey, listen, comment. Let me know what you think. If you really liked it, tell me what you liked about it, and if you didn't like it, of course, say why you thought it was bad. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.